Thank you, Dixie. Some of that I didn't know as well. That was really, really good. All right, so we're going to take the next 10, 15 minutes to go through a PowerPoint presentation. Just a quick history on Bridge of Hope. Bridge of Hope's been around since 1988. It started as a vision of two people. Sandy Lewis was a shelter worker and Linda Whitmer was a public health nurse. And they kept seeing the same families cycling in and out of homelessness, and they kept on saying, what's missing here? And finally they said, it's a support system. So they had a vision of the church helping out in that way, and that's how it started. Their first family was in 1989, and then Bridge of Hope grew throughout the years, and in 2002, Bridge of Hope became a national organization, and now we have 20 different locations in 12 different states. And our mission is to engage Christian faith communities in ending family homelessness through neighboring relationships that demonstrate Christ's love. So I'm going to just have, there we go. Now I got to turn this baby on. Okay. Can I move this somewhere here? There we go. All right. So imagine you're a single mother with two children, ages 4 and 5. You lost your job due to COVID, and now you're over $4,000 behind in rent. Your landlord has been kind and has allowed you to stay, but he's needing his money now, and with the eviction moratorium being lifted, you have no place to go. You have to tell your children tonight that you'll need to go to a shelter tomorrow and will not be able to come back to your house. Whoops. Yeah. There you go. Or imagine you're a single mom of 3 children, ages 3, 6, and 8. You never worked outside the home since you got married 9 years ago. Your husband recently left you for another woman and is not paying child support. Legal costs have depleted your meager savings, and now you're forced to put your children in child care and find employment. You only have a GED and no work experience. You are not sure what to do, but figure you'll need to live out of your car until you can get enough money to get another apartment. How do you tell your children? These are just 2 very common scenarios, but like Dixie said, we have women coming to us, a variety of reasons of what led to their homelessness. Families, mothers and children make up about 37%, so over a third of the homeless population is women and children. Homelessness obviously is on the rise anywhere, everywhere, with the economic downturn and things that are happening in our culture, but homelessness is on the rise in Lancaster as well. Most people end up homeless because they've exhausted all other resources. Like Dixie said, there's an element of pride. Nobody wants to admit, I'm homeless, I have nowhere else to go. And so it is a challenge, but they've usually utilized and exhausted all the other resources. And last but not least, no one can make it alone. So they all need the support. Bridge of Hope works as a 3-way partnership. A lot of agencies work directly with the family and provide case management services, rental assistance, all those kinds of things. But Bridge of Hope is unique in the sense that we provide the support of a neighboring volunteer group. And so each of the partners have different responsibilities. The neighboring volunteers don't have to work on budgeting. They don't provide the rental assistance. We do that. But they are the ones that provide the friendship, the support, the encouragement. And this is just a verse saying that, Jesus is the one that became flesh and blood and moved into the neighborhood. So just his desire to move into the life of a person in need. During the 12 to 18 or 12 to 24 months a woman's in our program, we're helping her find and keep safe housing, developing relationships with a neighborhood of support, and that's 6 to 10 people within a local Christian community, church or Bible study or women's group or any kind of faith community that's Christian. Working toward financial stability through employment, education, and or job training. A lot of our women come to us not with college degrees. That's very unique. But sometimes that happens. but a lot of times women have to get into additional job training or schooling in order to actually earn enough to support themselves and their children. And then learning money management, budgeting skills. Most of the women that we work with have never really been responsible to do the budgeting on their own. And so that's an area of growth. So churches respond, homelessness ends, hope begins. There's a short video I want you to watch.
And my son was born, I had a full-time job, I had my own apartment. However, then after he was born, I was diagnosed with that chronic illness that when I had surgery for it, they found cancer cells. So he was about 6 months old when I pretty much ran out of my savings, and it was a matter of what are we going to do, because I didn't have family and support, trying to deal with raising a baby on my own and work. It wasn't an ideal situation that, I truly wanted to be in, or a situation that I wanted my son to be in. The more I tried to help us, the deeper we got.
I am neighboring.
I am neighboring.
I am neighboring.
Families who are hurting and homeless should not be alone. At Bridge of Hope, neighboring is how you, along with 6 to 10 others from your church, Bible study, or house church, can tangibly walk alongside those who need the love of Jesus. A Bridge of Hope neighborhood of support is a 3-way partnership engaging Christian faith communities in ending family homelessness through neighboring relationships that demonstrate Christ's love.
It begins with you, me, and Bridge of Hope as part of a neighborhood of support for a family facing homelessness.
Bridge of Hope provides training for neighboring volunteers to help equip you to open your eyes, open your hands, open your hearts, and open doors to end family homelessness.
Through Bridge of Hope and the neighboring volunteers, we were able to get an apartment. That's just where the pieces started getting put together for us. At that time, my son was 3, and all he wanted for Christmas was a bed. Denise and her husband and her son Clayton shows up to our front door, and they had the mattress for Caleb, and Denise has been like a sister to me since then. Bridge of Hope guided me, and they gave me the neighboring volunteers, and they gave me the supports that I needed for me to get where I am today.
Become a neighbor right where you live.
It's something your whole family can be a part of, along with your church group or your Bible study.
Neighboring is living out Jesus' teaching to go and do likewise.
Join the neighboring movement today.
What is neighboring? Opening your eyes. It is an opportunity for you to learn and gain a new perspective on homelessness, what causes it, and the issues that surround family homelessness. So it's a learning experience. Opening your heart, obviously, finding a place in your heart to give support, encouragement. It's a relational ministry, and so it really is about building that relationship and providing that support in that relationship. Opening your hands, this is the practical things. Helping to look for housing. You work with our caseworker that's working directly with the family to find housing. You're not the ones responsible to do it, but also give ideas and leads for housing is extremely important. Looking for childcare, helping with transportation, finding household furnishings, bringing over a meal. So the neighboring volunteers are involved in those very practical ways. So opening your hands. Whoops, this thing is sensitive. And then opening doors, using what we call your social capital, those connections that you have in the community. Maybe you know of a doctor, maybe you know of a lawyer, maybe you know of key people in the community that could help us help this family. And so that is a really important aspect as well. So who are the neighboring volunteers? 6 to 10 people from within a Christian church, both men and women, young and old, married and single. We want a variety of people to be involved and make a commitment to Bridge of Hope for 12 to 24 months. Usually it's 12 to 18, but if they're in a schooling track that's a year, or a little longer, then they will be in a little bit longer than the 12 to 18 months. So is Bridge of Hope a good fit for your church? I'm just going to say, I hope I gave you enough information for you to think about and really discern and pray about, is this something that God might be calling you to do? And if you are, there is information out there by the welcome desk, and there's some brochures and some information as well as a sign-up sheet. If you want more information, you can just you can just say that I want more information. But if you're interested in being a part of a neighboring volunteer group, we would need 6 to 10 people. And if there's 6 to 10 people that are willing to do that, then I would give you the next steps in terms of training. So visit that. I will be out there afterwards to answer any questions that you have as well. So the 3 ways your church can be involved: neighboring, we talked a lot about that. Also giving. I know the chapel has given money before, and I know you have prayed. So join us and show the love of Christ to families facing homelessness, following Jesus' call to go and do likewise. And I think that is it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And like I said, I'll be out there after the worship time. And if you have any questions, I'd be glad to talk with you more. Thank you.